This is the moment we've been waiting for. Donovan Ezaraku is officially a Dallas Cowboy. After weeks of back and forth, speculation, and a league-wide second-round pick standoff, the Cowboys got their guy under contract and ready to go just in time for training camp. And man, this is big. The Cowboys' front office can now breathe easy, and fans can get excited knowing that another edge weapon is locked in to pair with Micah Parsons. Ezaraku inked his rookie deal and is set to join the squad at camp, starting on July 21st. The timing couldn't be better. With a deal in place, he'll be able to dive fully into the Cowboys system without the distraction of contract negotiations. Dallas believes they got a first-round talent in the second round, and now it's time to see him live up to the hype. Now I know what you're thinking. What took so long? Well, we'll get into that in the next section. But for now, the main thing is this. Donovan Ezaraku is here. He's signed, he's motivated, and he's ready to put in that work. And honestly, just watching his attitude during minicamp, even before the deal was signed, you could tell he wasn't just sitting around waiting. The man was grinding. He kept saying, "That's between the organization and my agent. I'm doing what I have to do every day." That's the mindset of a professional. So what does this mean for Cowboys Nation? It means the defense just got deeper. It means Micah Parsons isn't alone out there. It means Dan Quinn has another chess piece on the board. And it means training camp just got a whole lot more exciting. If you're excited to see Ezaraku finally join the team, hit that like button right now. And hey, are you pumped to see him on the field with Micah? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is the kind of move that can shake up a season, and we want you along for the ride. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 15,000 subscribers and keep building this Cowboys News TV community together. Let's get into the heart of what had fans, agents, and front offices buzzing. The contract. Donovan Ezaraku's deal with the Cowboys is worth $10.5 million over 4 years. But the number that really matters? $8.5 million. That's how much of it is guaranteed. That's a massive figure for a second-round pick and one of the highest guarantees we've seen outside of the first round. And that's exactly why this whole signing process dragged out as long as it did. See, it wasn't just Ezaraku. Almost every second-rounder across the league was in a similar situation. Why? It all started when the Texans gave their second-round wide receiver, Jane Higgins, a fully guaranteed contract. That move set off a domino effect. Suddenly, all second-round picks and their agents were asking, if he's getting fully guaranteed money, why shouldn't we? And honestly, it's a fair question. But the NFL front offices didn't exactly love that idea. NFL teams have always been hesitant to give full guarantees, outside of round one. First-rounders can bust, sure, but the thinking goes, if you're not picked in the top 32, it's not worth the risk. But Ezaraku and his reps held their ground. In the end, the Cowboys didn't give a fully guaranteed contract, but they gave a strong compromise. Over 83% of the contract guaranteed, including 38% of the fourth year. That's more than fair, and it tells you two things. One, the Cowboys believe in this player, and two, they were willing to step up to avoid a drawn-out holdout that could have affected training camp. And here's the thing. Donovan didn't let this negotiation slow him down. He stayed locked in, stayed with the team during minicamps, and stayed professional through the whole thing. That says a lot about his character. You want a guy who's hungry for success, but also smart enough to handle business the right way. That's Ezaraku. So here's a quick question for you. Do you think second-round picks should be getting fully guaranteed deals? Yes or no? Drop your answer in the poll or the comments below. And if you're glad the Cowboys didn't let this thing drag into camp, hit that like button. We've got more to break down, so don't go anywhere. All right, now let's talk about why the Cowboys were so determined to get this deal done. Why invest over $8 million guaranteed into a second-round pick? Because they believe Donovan Ezaraku isn't just any second-rounder. He's a hidden first-round gem. Multiple team sources have already come out and said it. Dallas views him as a first-round caliber player who just happened to be available at pick 44. That's rare. And when a franchise like the Cowboys, who've hit big in the second round before, sees that kind of value, they don't hesitate. So what makes Ezaraku stand out? First off, it's his versatility. He's not just a one-trick edge rusher. He can line up inside, outside, drop back a bit like a linebacker, and get after the quarterback from any angle. That flexibility is exactly what Dan Quinn looks for in his defensive playmakers. Think about how they use Micah Parsons. Inside, outside, in space. Ezaraku fits that mold. He's not Micah, let's be clear, but he brings shades of that style. Quick burst, powerful hands, and relentless effort. And let's not forget what he did in college. This past season, Ezaraku posted 16.5 sacks, the most in the Power 4 conferences and second in all of Division I. That's not a fluke. That's production. And when a player shows that kind of dominance at the college level, especially against strong competition, NFL scouts pay attention. The Cowboys are banking on upside, sure, but they're also betting on a guy who's already shown he can produce at a high level. They didn't flinch during negotiations. They stayed patient, confident, and ultimately gave Ezaraku a deal that reflects how much they value him. So let me throw this to you. Do you think Ezaraku was a steal at pick 44? If you do, type "steal" in the comments so we know you're with us. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. We've got exclusive training camp coverage coming, and you're not going to want to miss a second of it. Now let's roll the tape, because once you see Donovan Ezaraku in action, it's easy to understand why the Cowboys were so high on him. Turn on his college film and one thing jumps out immediately. He's got an arsenal of pass rush moves that's already more advanced than most rookies. The spin move? Nasty. He hits it with speed and balance. And it's not just for show. It works. He consistently used it to break through offensive tackles and collapse the pocket. But it's not just the spin. Watch closely, and you'll see the power. There's one clip that stands out. He uses one arm to shed a blocker completely off balance. Just tosses the offensive lineman aside like it's nothing. That's raw strength paired with excellent technique. And sure, yeah, it's college. But dominating college linemen is exactly what elite NFL prospects are supposed to do. If he was struggling against average competition, we'd be worried. But Ezaraku did what top-tier players do. He imposed his will. Another thing to watch for is how he varies his angles. Sometimes he attacks from wide, sometimes he'll jab inside and use a swim or rip. He doesn't just rely on one move. That's huge for longevity in the league. Coaches love guys who can adapt, and from everything we've seen, this guy is coachable, tough, and relentless. When you pair his highlight tape with his stats, again, 16.5 sacks last year alone, you're not looking at a project. You're looking at someone who's ready to contribute early. And let's not forget how much more dangerous this makes the Cowboys' front seven. Opposing quarterbacks better have a plan, because between Micah coming off one side and Ezaraku potentially flying off the other, it's going to be chaos. So here's a fun question. Do you see shades of Micah in Ezaraku's game? Maybe a little? Let me know your comparison in the comments. And if you love these types of breakdowns, show some love with a like and make sure to subscribe. We've got more film talk coming all season long. Now that Donovan Ezaraku is officially signed, let's talk big picture. What does this mean for the Cowboys moving forward? First off, it means the front office continues to show they can handle draft strategy and negotiations with precision. Dallas played it cool, stayed in contact, didn't panic, and still managed to land a deal that works for both the team and the player. That kind of professionalism builds trust with future picks, agents, and veterans alike. But more importantly, it gives Dan Quinn another tool for his defense. Training camp is about to start, and Ezaraku will now be part of every rep, every install, every piece of chemistry building that happens from day one. That's huge. You don't want rookies showing up late or missing valuable practice time, especially at a position as technical as edge rusher. This move also signals something bigger happening in the NFL. Second-round picks pushing for more guaranteed money might become the norm. Teams will either adapt or risk more prolonged holdouts. What we just witnessed with Ezaraku could be the blueprint for how these negotiations look moving forward. It's no longer just about where you're drafted. It's about leverage, value, and timing. And let's be real, the Cowboys may have found another draft day gem. They've quietly built a reputation for hitting on second and third round picks, and if Ezaraku pans out like they think he will, that trend continues. Imagine a defensive core built around Micah Parsons, Donovan Ezaraku, and Deron Bland. Young, athletic, disruptive. So, I'll leave you with this. Do you think the Cowboys' defense can crack the top 3 this year? Vote in the poll and let's talk about it. And hey, if you had to grade the Cowboys draft now that Ezaraku is locked in, what grade would you give it? A, B, or lower? Sound off in the B comments. And don't forget, we're on the road to 15,000 subscribers here on Cowboys News TV. If you've been enjoying the content and love this team like we do, hit that subscribe button and be a part of our Cowboys family.